The choice of venue today is very special. Many have asked us why we chose the city of Dubai. India and the UAE share what has been described as a comprehensive strategic relationship. With a 3.3 million strong population, the Indian diaspora in the UAE is largest in the world. These are two moderate countries which share a deeply common goal of combating extremism and ideologies of hatred. And who better to grace this summit as a chief guest and the guest of honor than His Excellency Sheikh Nahayan Mabarak Al Nahayan. He's a cabinet member and Honorable Minister of Tolerance in the government of the UAE. And we are going to have him very shortly with us to talk about what he thinks the future holds for the India-UAE relationship, and why this first of its kind summit, ladies and gentlemen, marks a new beginning too, here in Dubai. As we said, Wion is a very, very special initiative. It is a channel that fosters India's thought. As we keep saying, it is India's perspective that we are presenting to the world. And when this channel was envisioned, there were lots of doubts about how we are going to do it, what we plan to do here, what is India's perspective, what is India's narrative. And we've tried to address that in the last 2 years, and we are trying to take it forward with this conversation. As we wait for our chief guest to arrive, I also want to tell you what we want to achieve through today's summit. As the editor-in-chief here, Sudhir Chaudhary, said, that this is going to be a constructive approach. This is not an effort at one-upmanship. We want to talk. We want to create a cogent strategy for a shared future. And this is a region that houses 1/4 of the world's population. It has a lot of potential, which needs to be unleashed by a collective effort. And today's summit is an effort in that direction. I'm told that the chief guest is about to arrive. In the meantime, I also want to talk about the India-UAE partnership. As you may be aware, that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited this country in 2015. It was a big moment in this bilateral relationship. The last Indian Prime Minister to visit the UAE was Mrs. Indira Gandhi in 1981. So after 34 years, an Indian Prime Minister, an Indian head of state came to this country, and that gave an impetus, that gave a boost to the ties that these two countries share. We have with us, ladies and gentlemen, some very eminent speakers and masters of their domain who are going to sit and strategize and discuss what we want to do next, what we can do next. And this is not going to be an easy endeavor, because terrorism, whether we like it or not, remains the biggest issue in the subcontinent, in the region of South Asia. As you know, one of our sessions today is going to discuss about state-sponsored terrorism, and that is a big question, especially in the wake of what happened in Pulwama. India is dealing with some very difficult issues right now, some very difficult decisions. And so you could say that the timing of this summit couldn't have been better for India to talk to its friends, for representatives of India to talk to its friends, to see where they stand, to see if we have the collective political will to take on the single biggest issue that faces all of us, state sponsorship of terrorism. And that is something that we want to address, that is something we want to discuss. In fact, this region, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, we've all seen more than our fair share of violence. And you know it better than I, because you've served, a lot of you have served in these countries. You understand the issues we face. And yet we ask, after 70 years of being an independent nation, with a civilization that is thousands of years old, why is it that we are not being able to solve the single biggest issue that India faces? What are the options? Is this a problem that we will live with for the rest of our lives, or will there be a solution? We hope that today's deliberation, today's consultation, is going to throw up some answers, or at least a framework as to how we need to approach this. Governments have come and gone in India, different ideologies, different promises, but we continue to face the same challenges. So we want to discuss today if any government, if any party has a realistic strategy to deal with what we face. State-sponsored terrorism. I work in television, and I could go on and on with what I'm saying. That is what I've been trained to do. But before that, before we invite our chief guest, I think it would be fair for me to stop for a bit and for you to see a little bit more of what we do in Wion and what we're trying to do.
Inspired by the 6-time INMRC champion. The world's biggest democracy. The world's fastest growing economy. A rising global power. A major consumer market. With the second largest population. And the second largest army on earth. India was a power without a global media voice. Until Wion, World is One, became the platform for India's perspective. India's stories in India's voice.
China is daring India once again.
India's agenda in the international context.
Some of our TV channels have gone international, and that's the way forward. Wion, I think, has now got they are visible to the international spectrum also.
A channel spanning 40 countries and 3 continents. The only Indian channel tracking international news. When India alters geopolitics, Wion reports from the ground.
We're going to take you on a tour to Wuhan to see what the Indian delegation can take back.
When global peace deals are struck, Wion decodes the implications.
Is a one-time opportunity, as Trump called it, one shot at making history.
When big stories break, Wion takes you there.
We saw today morning heavy rainfall happening. That has been a very...
From war zones.
The military history of the Islamic State in Iran comes to an end.
To United Nations conferences.
We know what the Pakistani foreign minister is going to speak at the UNGA.
Wion takes you where the news is.
Israeli army entered with their tanks in these areas.
When the world's biggest newsmakers want to make a statement, they do it on Wion.
भारत की आर्थिक स्थिति बहुत तेजी से विकास की ओर बढ़ रही है.
Interviews that alter the course of conflicts.
You need a methodical effort that could produce something in reality that could be fruitful.
Conversations that don't shy away from contention.
This Hafiz Saeed issue is an issue in India, all right. In Pakistan, we don't call him a terrorist.
Sound bites that set the tone for bilateral engagements.
Our relations grew stronger because India is a country that is improving continuously, getting stronger continuously.
World leaders, heads of state, Wion's Global Leadership Series brings you the men and women who write history, shaping the narrative with facts, perspective, and cutting-edge journalism. Wion, World is One.
हमारी 4 साल की अनेक उपलब्धियों का रिसर्च होना चाहिए.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first interview since introducing game-changing economic reforms and winning big state elections. The biggest interview of the year with the head of the world's fastest-growing economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wion's Global Leadership Series, only on Wion.
Things can escalate further at any time, at any moment.
This is the history of Palmyra. This is for people to understand what happens when war takes place.
Now it is the United Nations which has made sure that all this area is under the control of Lebanon and peace prevails in this area.
It's called the River City. It has seen wars and peace negotiations. And now it will go down in history as the city of the India-China reset.
The Trump administration policies are anti-globalization and G20 supports globalization. Clearly a big moment for the world in the year 2018.
This area, where I'm standing right now, in the demilitarized zone, closest to the boundary with North Korea.
The tensions that are going on between Ukraine and Russia. Russia captured Ukrainian vessels. This is Sumit Chaturvedi signing off from Yalta, Crimea for Wion. World is One.
Anas Malik from Kartarpur Sahib.
I'm Ramesh Ramachandran in Seoul.
Daniel Pagani reporting in Gaza for Wion. World is One.
Kartikeya Sharma from Palmyra.
Very special broadcast from Israel. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay and I'm standing at Tel Aviv's historic Rabin Square.
What affects the world affects you. Wion World
News. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure and honor to welcome our chief guest and guest of honor for the summit, His Excellency Sheikh Nahayan Mabarak Al Nahayan, Cabinet Member and Honorable Minister of Tolerance in the Government of the UAE. May I welcome His Excellency on stage to deliver the inaugural address.
His Excellency Sheikh Nahayan Mabarak Al Nahayan, Cabinet Member and Minister of Tolerance, UAE.
Excellency Navdeep Suri, dear brother Baras, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to join you today at this WION Global Summit that deals with unleashing the power of South Asia. I thank Z Network and the World in One news channel for organizing this important summit. The summit provides opportunities for the exchange of ideas, pursuit of business opportunities, and sharing strategies to achieve your vision for increasing the prosperity of India and the South Asian region. At the same time, you will be promoting peace and sustainable development. I personally fully support the premise of the summit that the growing importance of India and South Asia in the world economy and their increasingly prominent position in global affairs require a strategic approach for unleashing the region's huge potential. I used the huge, that is, I shouldn't be using it because that belongs to Donald Trump. I agree with you that we must work with determination and vigor to improve the business and economic environments, promote growth and development, and encourage cooperation and achievements at all levels. The presence of so many of you at this summit is testimony to the excellent global environment in the United Arab Emirates. The UAE has good and close trade cooperation and political relationships with, of course, India and all the Asian countries. If you study the progress of the United Arab Emirates, you will quickly realize the pivotal role the country plays in regional and world affairs. This role has many important elements. The UAE plays a key role in regional and global security. We are major participant in the global energy network. Navdeep, is that for money? Good. Then I have to look good a little bit. Our country plays a pivotal role in trade and investment, both regionally and globally. Our economy is well situated and suited to successful functioning in a global society. We are building and strengthening the institutions that make economic cooperation and integration with our neighbors and friends possible. And the UAE is active in promoting social and economical development in the region and in the world. The United Arab Emirates, as you know, is strategically located and has proximity to markets in Africa, Central Asia, of course, Indian subcontinent, and Southern Europe. Our country enjoys a high degree of safety and stability and is known for its high quality of living. The economy continues to grow at a steady rate. Our government has a clear policy of economic diversification. Trade and re-export activities are greatly facilitated by the many free trade zones in the country. Excellent telecommunications and modern technologies are extensively used. I hope the Minister of Finance listens to my speech. I'm promoting the UAE. He should pay me for it. Advertising. Multinational companies are well represented. The country features strong institutions and is committed to creating a knowledge-based economy and society, to boosting creativity and innovations, and to learn from success stories around the globe. Our greatest fortune in the UAE has been that our leaders are people of wisdom and vision. We are deeply indebted to our founding president, the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, for his great foresight and leadership. His wise and visionary leadership made the United Arab Emirates a country of progress, prosperity, and stability. We are fortunate that our President, His Highness Sheikh bin Zayed Al Nahyan, leads by stressing the need for continual development and change. And we are also blessed by the wise leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister, and ruler of Dubai, and that of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and the Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. It is with their guidance that the UAE is growing forward with strategies to maintain its safe, secure, peaceful model of economic prosperity. The successful example of the UAE points to the importance of having a stable political, business, and economical environment where free trade and investment are encouraged. It also points to the importance of the role of the government in supporting progress, competitiveness, and transparency. My dear friends, the topics of your agenda at this summit highlight the importance of creating the conditions for successful business and economic cooperation in South Asian region in an age driven by competition and technology. It's also that unleashing the power of the region requires hard work, cooperation, creativity, transparency, and competitiveness to create and maintain strong, growing economies and stable societies. Your challenge in this summit is to ask the right questions and to focus on the important issues. For example, it is now clear that large-scale investment and capital flow requires major structural changes in the area of trade and private investment. These changes must be accompanied by appropriate social policies, successful local development, greater emphasis on ethical and transparent transactions, and a wider individual and institutional participation in all economic activities. I am confident that your summit will inspire thoughtful analysis and creative approaches to these challenges. I look forward to learning the results of your discussions about how to attain more integration and cooperation in the region. In particular, how to build stronger business and economic links between the countries of the region, how to develop common understanding of the shared challenges and opportunities, how to manage globalization and how to share in the benefits of modern technologies, how to take advantage of the emerging and growing special place of South Asia in the world economy, how to develop the research and the intellectual capabilities that allow for innovation and continued growth. How to strengthen the private sector and increase its participation in national and regional development, and in turn, in the global economy. And perhaps more importantly, how to develop the leaders needed for South Asia to realize its full potential in terms of economic, social, and human development. Ladies and gentlemen, let me close by referring to our celebration of 2019 as the Year of Tolerance in the United Arab Emirates. We are proud that all of our country's residents live in communities with open access to each other and all the country's services. People living here are free to practice their different religions in a transparent, open way. This transparent openness guarantees easy access to all of the country's culture, leisure, sporting, and religious activities. It encourages harmony and peace. The principle of tolerance, access, and transparency are not only important to an innovative approach to global and regional cooperation, but also essential to prosperous, peaceful, and compatible societies. It is our responsibility, all of us, to work together to take up the banner of peace and preservation of human fraternity and human dignity and development of our local and global communities. Your being at this summit in the UAE expresses your strong belief in the power of your joint efforts for shaping the future of South Asian region. I'm confident that this summit will help strengthen that cooperation, that it will add momentum and commitment to the creation of a better investment and business climate in the region, that it will help promote the values of tolerance and human fraternity. It will also promote the creation of a viable regional market and enhance the ability of the region to attract investment. It is critical that the great potential of the region be channeled for the benefit of the region and the world. I thank you all and wish you an enjoyable and productive conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your kind words and for your invaluable advice. We hope we do ask the right questions